Hey guys, Mike here from Kenne Bell Superchargers. Kenne Bell has an obligation to our customers, employees, and dealers to respond to a competitor like VMP when they post misleading and/or false information about our products. In this case, it was our industry-leading 3-liter, the 3.6, being compared to VMP's sourced smaller displacement 2.65. As you will plainly see in the following data, this is an ill-fated attempt to hype and promote the smaller 2.65 as a better, more powerful, and efficient alternative to our 3.6. Let's talk a little bit about the supercharger and rotor weights. First of all, we don't agree with VMP's ridiculous, unscientific testing method of hand spinning our 3.6 and 2.65 rotors at a measly 30 RPMs when the superchargers will actually operate at 20,000 plus. It's quite a big difference. Not exactly high-tech testing, filling rotors really proves nothing. Just more meaningless hype. Of course our larger displacement 3.6 liter rotors are larger, heavier, and it offers more rotor lobes, 4x6 10 lobe twin screw rotors compared to the 4x4 8 lobe 2.65. So are we to believe that just because a larger V8 engine is more difficult to rotate by hand and is heavier, that a heavier rotating mass of the V8 will somehow make less horsepower than a smaller horsepower V6? Of course not. Bigger is better. After hand evaluating the 3.6 and the 2.65, VMP theorizes and concludes that most of the weight of the 3.6 is the rotating mass of the larger 3.6 rotors, 33 to 35 pounds. Oops! Actually, our 3.6 rotors weigh a mere 18.7 pounds, or about half that of what VMP estimates. They missed that one by a whopping 16.3 pounds. By comparison, the 3.6 rotors end up weighing only 3.3 pounds more than the 15.4 pound 2.65 rotor pack. Johnny Lightning's 3.6 powered 5-liter made 1451 rear-wheel horsepower, all motor on gas, and 1502 on E85 6 years ago. He still makes more horsepower than any OEM block can handle, no rotor issues. Then there's the supercharger with the drive weights posted by VMP. 46.3 versus the KB 61 for supposedly 15-pound difference. Actual weight with drive, VMP 35.6 versus KB's 46.6, only 11 pounds difference. We also weighed our 3.2 with the drive versus the 2.65. It was 2.8 pounds lighter than the 2.6. The 3.2 rotors were 1.6 pounds lighter than the 2.65. We could go on about supercharger kit chassis dyno testing variables, including tuning tricks, dyno bumps, and even questionable 2.65 claims. Let's focus on simple, proven, honest, accurate, and easy to understand method of testing supercharger efficiency. What really matters to us all, parasitic loss, engine horsepower wasted to drive the supercharger. Also discharge temps at the same CFM boost under identical conditions and without the hype, and on a calibrated supercharger dyno capable of measuring 800 horsepower of parasitic loss, where we accurately data log, graph, and compare supercharger CFM, boost, RPM, and discharge temp. In order to disprove the VMP hand rotation and rotor weighing theory, we tested, data logged, and graphed the performance of the 265R and the Kenne Bell 3.6 at the same boost with the Big 5 open inlet. The test clearly proved that the Kenne Bell 3.6 twin screw is superior to the 2.65R in both parasitic loss by 50 horsepower, 218 to 268, and temperature by 55 degrees, 325 to 380, at only 22 psi and rising rapidly to over 400 degrees. No surprise, bigger is better and cooler. So perhaps there is really no replacement for displacement. If there was, then why has Eaton increased the supercharger size over the years from a 1.9 to 2.1, 2.3, and now the 2.65? And all those gens? So how we determine which supercharger will produce the most horsepower reliably? Well, don't just turn them both by hand and weigh the rotors or rely on a 10-second biased dyno run. We've been doing supercharger kits for 30 years. If we have a theory, we test it first. So KB Tech people never offer opinions or theories. Hyping up, promoting theories and products without testing sooner or later gets you in trouble. All the hype, claims, and misleading testing and dyno data can't just transform a smaller 265 into something that it's not, a larger 2, 3, or 4 liter. We too have smaller superchargers, a 2.1, a 2.6, 2.8, and a 3.2. We also offer the 3.6, 4.2, 4.7, and 4.9. They all have an optimum efficiency, boost, horsepower, reliability, range, and the bigger ones simply use or waste less engine horsepower to drive. 30 to 50 horsepower saved in parasitic loss can buy a set of long tube cams, to say nothing of 50-degree cooler air charge temps. Now that is supercharger efficiency and not hype. So does the rotating mass of rotors affect horsepower or damage engines? Just look at the Supercharger Dyno tests and the record holders. Mark Maron's 4.9 Kenne Bell powered Shelby recently laid down a world record 1,652 rear-wheel horsepower with the motor only. No nitrous, with a slightly heavier 4.9, and then Johnny Lightning's 5.0 made 1,451 rear-wheel horsepower on race gas 3 years ago, which equates to 1,502 on alcohol with the 3.6. Neither experienced crankshaft damage from any rotating mass. We're here to help inform you guys on how these products work. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.